we hear the call. Gathered forces side by side, no more secrets none can hide. With our powers all amplified, bound by justice unified. Heroes unite in the darkest night, standing tall in the face of fright. Raise your hand for the world to see. We are the justice eternally. From the shadows to the sky, winged and cloaked we soar so high. Every challenge we defy, champion hearts forever strong. Suddenly, from the shadows to the sky, winged and cloaked we soar so high. Every challenge we defy, champion was forever strong. Me and heroes unite in the darkest night, standing tall in the face of fright. Raise your hand for the world to see. While the justice eternally. From the shadows to the sky, winged and cloaked we soar so high. Every challenge we defy, champion hearts forever strong. We are humans, mutants true, Cape Crusaders all come through. When the signal lights the blue, we'll answer when we hear the call. Gathered forces side by side, no more secrets none can hide. With our powers all amplified, bound by justice unified. A justice unified. Oh, justice unified.
All right, everybody, welcome to the second episode, or the second issue. This is my third or fourth attempt trying this, and I think it's going to work well today. Got my reasons for believing that now. But, you know, we are here. Nonetheless, we are here. We are going to witness the unfolding of a major superhero. Mrs. Tabletop and I recently been watching a lot of superhero movies, so, yeah, that's been happening. And I'm just opening up all my books real quick, make sure I don't need any. There we go, and we are going to tell the story. But before we do that, I'm going to give a special thanks to the larger supporters of my channel. We're going to start with, of course, Ironcaster for showing me new technology. Then we're going to move to Justin Sutton and Jack McCarthy for being there. And then we're going to definitely do SpartaChris. Okay, SpartaChris, you know what? We're not going to thank SpartaChris because he's being a dick in chat. He says your PC won't smoke, and it's like, oh my god. Yep, there you go. Now you're not getting a thank you. You know, I was going to be so nice to you too. You know, whatever, dude. Moving on. And thank for SpartaChris for at least showing up to all my shows. So there we go. And Mrs. Tabletop, of course. But she's my girlfriend. She goes without saying. So anyway. Alright, so we got the thanks out of the way. Let's begin the unfolding of Ultramight, also known as Grixla, or, as I like to say, Jack. That's his Earth name. That's the Earth name he has chosen. And let's see here. I mean, I have... Okay, there we go. I do have. Let's see here. Was not supposed to be clicking on that. There we go. All right. And she says no, she don't, but you know, she does. She does. She totally does. She just doesn't think she does. If she wants more diamond art, she'll show up to my shows. Just remember that. Diamond art comes at a price, just like my books do. And I told her, you know, she goes before the hobby does. So, All right, here we go. All right, we begin the following next day. Doctors have been monitoring Jack all night as he got a stab wound that actually virtually went down to his bone. It was cut pretty deep. They do have the knife, and they can tell how deep it went in there. However, they did not decide to stitch him up, as that he was showing signs of already healing. By the time they got back, his wound was nearly closed up, so it looked like it didn't do much damage, but there was no damage done to the knife. So they checked it over. They checked everything over, and is pretty sure that the knife did more damage to him, but there is no proof of that. They begin monitoring him all night until early morning, and when they realize the wound is completely closed up, they begin giving their findings, bringing their medical findings together, as that they are now changing their minds, as that he is showing that his abilities have been growing. He's more than just impervious to small types of things that would pierce the skin. It seems like now he can heal quicker than most humans can. They begin gathering their findings and reporting to Carl Coleman, as Carl is on his way down to visit Jack himself. Special Agent Coleman, we need to talk, says the doctor. Carl looks at the doctor and says, "What's up? What can I help you guys with? How's our patient doing?" "Well, the specimen, sir, he's nearly healed. I think that it was premature to say that he was not a threat. We actually do not know the extent of his powers, and it looks like he can heal quicker than any human. His wound is actually already closed up and required no stitches, nor any medical attention, nor any attention to resist infection, or any form of infection for how deep it is. Given the diameter of the knife and how much of his blood was actually covered on the knife, we would say it went down to possibly around close to his bone, and it was actually a very deep gash." Okay, so how does that make him a threat so he can heal quicker? I'm afraid we don't know the graph of his entire, how powerful he may become. We may only be seeing the light stages of his power, very early. We have gathered our medical research and prepared to actually email it to the committee. No, don't do that. Why not, sir? Because there's nothing to report, so he can heal quicker than anybody else. That's not exactly a power to deem him a threat. But, sir, he can heal quicker, and he's nearly invulnerable to small types of sharp objects, such as needles. If this is just the mere prelude to his true abilities, I'm afraid he could become much more powerful, nearly unstoppable. And that's only in theory. Right now, he's stoppable. We clearly saw that. For how long, Special Agent Coleman? Listen, there's no reason to bother the committee with any reports until there is a report to report. And right now, there is no report. So he can heal quicker. So he healed a deep gash wound in under a day. We have no idea if that would be the fullest extent of his power, or if his power has yet to, or could also further mature, which would actually make him one of the weakest metahumans on this planet. If we allow his powers to keep going and he becomes one of the strongest, then what do we do? We'll deal with it then, or when it gets closer to it. But right now, I don't want to. We've already offered him asylum, and I don't want to deem him a threat and preserve it as an act of war. Possibly show an act of war. We need to be peaceful in this situation. Do not email anything to the committee until I tell you to. All right, you understand? Yes, sir. All right, doctor. Meanwhile, let me go check on the patient and just take it easy for now. The doctor managed to make it back to his office, where he sat down and began scanning his research into the computer and emailed it to the committee against the knowledge of Special Agent Coleman. Special Agent Coleman actually managed to make it into the room a few moments later and visited Jack. "Hey, Jack, how's the leg?" "Oh, it's pretty good, actually, fully healed." "Did you know you have the ability to heal quicker?" "No, I didn't, or at least I don't remember. I don't know if this is... my people do have abilities, because due to our DNA strands being, us having 26 more than humans. But I don't know how to explain it. I would like to go out and see more of your planet. Well, Jack, how about we stay in for the day, and that way we don't get in any trouble. Yeah, I mean, your planet seems to be in a state of lawlessness. How do people end up doing stuff like that, where they begin hurting others? Well, we human beings on this planet, we have a thing called choice. Do you have choice on your planet? I don't think so, but I don't think we'd not have a choice either. I just think my planet, from what I can remember, was more peaceful than what I've seen here. You guys do seem to have barbaric ways. Definitely will give that one to you. We do tend to be a bit over the top. So, what would we do as we, stay in? Well, we could check out a few more movies, maybe check out a few books. I could show you a few things about our, go through some of our history with you. History. Yes, history. History is pretty good. Like, we have different time frames that you've missed out on since you've been here for 2,000 years, but was never unthawed, and you were sleeping. Have you ever heard of the 1920s? We actually had some good literature and some good history on the 1920s. I definitely would like to show it to you. Okay. All right. So, do you guys not have a law structure? We do, but once again, with the ability to choose, people still hurt people. And the law can't intervene. Oh, they can if they make it to it, but unfortunately we do have more. It may seem like, especially in this city, that we have more crime than we do law enforcement. But no, if they do make bad choices, we do punish them. Interesting. We have something like that on my planet as well. Except I just don't remember what it is. I do remember that there was a law system that actually caused a lot of peace. People didn't, if they chose to do bad, they were sentenced. And if they chose to be good, then yeah. That seems more like a dictatorship. A dictatorship. What is that? System of government ran by one person who basically has all the power to make choices for the entire country. Or, well, for us it's countries. I don't know what it is for you. Like, how many countries do you have on your planet? I don't recognize the term country. So I don't think we have any. Huh. Guess it's different in every world, huh? Yes. So show me these records of the 1920s. Yes, and we call them the Roaring Twenties. As Carl took Jack to what is known as a room where he can explore the internet, began showing them how the internet begins working and how they can find anything on a nice search engine called, I don't know, we're going to come up with a search engine name. We're going to call it Bold. This is Bold. It is a search engine. Type in anything about the 1920s and they'll be able to pull up many different search results. Bold. Is that an acronym that stands for something? I believe it is, but I am not quite sure. Huh. Okay. Is there other search engines? There is Fuble. But we won't talk about Fuble. Fuble's not that great. It's kind of like Bold kind of allows us to, view many different things and doesn't pull up like crazy websites. And Fuble does. Not necessarily. Each one's different. I personally like Bold because it's also been approved by the agency that I work for to use it. And it is safe. Jack begins looking at the keyboards and begin typing each one in the English language. Meanwhile, the committee has begun contacting Salesman. Salesman, are you there? Yes, Scott. Yes, I I don't know what to call you guys. Supreme Overlords? I usually call you guys the committee, but that seems kind of like chargy. You know, like I don't know. Enough, salesman. Did you get the email that we sent you? Yes. Forwarded from the doctor that's actually overseeing the specimen? Yes. Yeah, it looks like he actually, from what we can see here, looks like he has definitely can heal much quicker than humans by a decent rate. That's the problem that we have here, salesman. What are we looking at? It looks like that, well, to be honest, it looks like we might be looking at quite a bit of an issue here. One, it looks like the cryogenic stasis has either hurt his abilities and has weakened them in a weakened state, or he's just reaching the maturity age for his people to begin developing these abilities. From my perspective, we could see him become invulnerable to other things. How much other things is unforeseen, as that given his DNA strands and everything I was able to recover from the ship, plus information I'm able to recover, which is very little to none, based on fluids, testing, and the nanites, and the nanotechnology his people were capable of, or still are. It looks like we're just seeing the early stages of his abilities, definitely. Do you see him being a threat? Right now, that term is very loosely used, committee. Let me explain to all four of you. I know there's 3 gentlemen and 1 lady, but let me explain to the committee how this is going to work. As he gets older day by day, he has been out of frost for nearly a little over a month. His abilities are just showing sign of improvement just now. It is hard to say, as he ages, how strong he is going to get. He could be the world's next indestructible Superman, or he could just still remain in his current stages. But it is definitely hard to depict this. However, given his DNA and how pure it is, and how much more advanced it seems more than ours, it looks like I'm literally just playing nice with the terms. Could he become a threat later on in life? Possibly, but maybe we can actually find a way to rectify that. I'm still doing some research, and you guys did pass off, while I signed off on the nanotechnology to Graves Enterprises, so I definitely be following up with them with military applications about how to stop someone of this guy's stature, and see what they're able to do as military contracts go. Meanwhile, I'm still going to be researching my end. What have you come up with? Anything? Nothing yet. I'll report to you as soon as I have something to report. Salesman out. And good day, committee. And the call ended. After a few hours of this day, we cut back to Carl and Jack as they begin exploring, actually read up on times such as the 1920s, the 1930s, 40s, all the way up to the 60s, exploring many different parts of history. So you guys have had wars. Countless, even before that, if you count wars that the human race have been having all throughout time itself. Yeah. You guys have wars back on your planet, Jack? I don't remember. I don't remember at all, to be honest, if we ever did. Maybe not. Maybe we were peaceful. I think my people actually did have world peace. World peace. Here on planet Earth, that's, even with some people having special gifts and powers, that's still just a dream here. Your people have achieved paradise? I believe so. Huh. Interesting. If I was able to get you back to your ship, would you be able to access information? I would, but doesn't mean I'm going to. Well, why not? Well, for instance, you guys be able to read up on my world. What if I have secrets in there? Granted, I'm supposed to, as far as I remember, I'm supposed to... supposed to just scout, and I was on a scientific research mission here, but that was 2,000 of your Earth years. That was 2,000 of your Earth years. For me, it's been 56,000 years, and I don't even know how long my people live for. Everyone I know or could have known are gone. More than likely. That definitely is interesting. But what if your people can live longer? It's quite possible, but like I said, I'm not sure. So time passes different on each planet. Well, yeah, it's called relativity. Do you guys not have the concept of relativity for space-time on your planet? In theory, especially when traveling at faster than light speed. You guys have not barely achieved any form of space travel here on Earth. You're not ready to join the larger universe. To my knowledge, there's other planets with life. I'm not the only one, and you're not the only one. You know, it is funny. When I was growing up, I think I can remember my planet being the center of the universe. But from the sounds of it and what I've seen here through your Earth years, you guys thought you were the center of the universe. So, what else can you teach me about your world that wouldn't be too revealing? I'm actually interested to know how different you live. You said you were part of the House of Law. Like, what is that? Like, well, the way your people would spell is L-A. However, with the way my alphabet works, it's a little bit longer than that. But that's the closest thing I could basically tell you. Do you guys have, like, parents? Of course I have parents. Or at least I did. Did you have any siblings? I don't think so. I think I was an only child. Might have had a cousin. Or two. Or three. Well, we definitely have cousins according to how your family tree works. Or how you consider family as family. You know, it's very interesting. When I look up stuff about the human, something came up. It was the book of Genesis, where it says that your world started by two people, Adam and Eve. Do you have religion on your planet? Religion. The act of people believing in a deity or higher power. I don't know that term. I just know it based from your dictionary. Yeah. Webster's great, huh? Yeah, there are some concepts that are foreign to me about your planet. So, I think I'd still like to explore more of the city that we're in. Like, we're just in, like, one small city. Right? Can you show me where it is on a map? He's like, sure. Let me pull it up. Crescent City. Right here. Coastal city here in California. Huh. It's like we're on the edge of something. Oh, yeah. Definitely. Very large industrial city. Started many, many years ago. Well, I say many, many years, but I wasn't alive when it started. I was not even thought of when we started building the first bricks to Crescent City. It was supposed to be this great town, this great city that accepted everyone as they were. And instead, it kind of came like that, but then we actually ended wiping out a center section of entire class of economic structures. Either we have what it takes to get a job here and support ourselves, or we don't, and we're homeless. So you have concepts of rich and poor, economic status, financial things, stuff that uses currency, money to buy stuff, to trade, barter. Those concepts are all foreign to me. We didn't have anything like that. How did your government on your world function, or at least the government you were from? To my knowledge, we only had one government, but I don't remember what it was like. I think when I was frozen, the nanites might have wiped some of that from me to keep the secrets for ourselves from you guys. Maybe they potentially looked at you guys as a threat. Carl sat back for a minute and began pondering that thought that the nanites inside of a cryogenic tube, moving in through the cracks of ice, looked at them as a potential threat, but with no ability of being protected unless you were wearing body armor or clothing, without using guns. You okay, Carl? Yeah. I just, pondering the thought that you just said that we were a potential threat to you, or that the nanites said that we were a threat. Or thought we were. I mean, it's just comparative to what we've seen of you so far. You don't view me as a threat. I'm not here to do anything else to my knowledge. I'm part of a science vessel on my planet. Yeah, I just, I guess I just never thought of it like that. You have, not everyone, not every human has powers and abilities like you do. I noticed that you guys have a term called vigilantes and Cape Crusaders. Yeah, there was a time that heroes came out, we didn't know who they were, and we tried arresting them, and now you've accepted them. Well, very few of them, but yeah. We just try to keep watch, make sure that no one is a threat, because take me, I'm a normal human being. I have no abilities other than I can use a gun, I have some skills, but I can't move mountains. I can't I can't fly or anything like that. I can't heal like you can. If I was to get a knife stab in my same leg that you did, it would take me weeks, months to heal, and then that's not including weeks and months of physical therapy that would require. And if the muscle can't be restored, it would be destroyed, and I'd be walking with a cane. I'd be disabled. But you, I mean, look at you. 24 hours and you're walking on the leg and there's no sign of any damage that was ever done, and we can't pierce your skin with our needles, and yet the nanites considered us a threat to you. I guess I never really heard it from the other way around. Jack sat back for a minute and then asked the next question. Carl, have you ever thought the reason why people are trying to be heroes in your world is because you don't have any, and they're just as scared as you are? They're scared that if they don't fight for what they believe in, that your world will fall apart. And from what I've seen here, I can't imagine that not being the case. You're part of a special government organization that does what? Study alien research or things that are foreign to you? How many people have you inspected, but yet were probably just trying to do what was right? How many people you thought were above the law, but they never thought they were above the law? They were just trying to help you uphold the law because you don't have enough regular people to do it. From what I can see, you humans are powered by greed. I will say, yeah, we are. Do you not have greed on your planet? I think if I had to say something about that, I'd say I think we got rid of it so many years ago. But at least I'm not greedy. I'm just curious. Very curious of how you guys managed to survive this long without destroying your planet. Yeah, we're right there with you on that one. I think that's one of our earthly human greatest mysteries is how did we do this without shaking it apart? I think I would like to try some of your human food. I heard there was this thing called a dairy king. Dairy is like milk for you guys, so why would you have a restaurant that was named after, that would have the term that means milk and then king in it as a form of royalty? Okay, I think we're gonna go out and try a few things. So Carl went back to his room and had Jack taken to his room to change into regular clothing, and they begin leaving the compound. Outside the compound, the doctor was actually monitoring the cameras, and they go, as soon as they come back, let me know. Yes, sir. And, just watch the specimen. We're expected to see if he has any more abilities. Meanwhile, Carl and Jack actually managed to make it to the nearest Dairy King, where they actually had ice cream. And he's like, well, Jack, how do you like the ice cream? I have a strange head pain. It really hurts behind the eyeballs. Oh God, I have no. Whoa. It's like, yep, that's called a brain freeze, Jack. You weren't supposed to eat the whole cone. I thought it was supposed to be eaten. Yeah, but not in one bite. Oh. Well, it does taste good. What kind of flavor was this? Vanilla. What flavor do you got? Oh, I got the strawberry swirl. Huh. Interesting. Okay, I think the pain has passed. Yeah. I'm pretty sure you guys don't have ice cream where you come from. No. I've never even heard of the term ice cream before I actually ended up here. So what did you guys eat? Do you guys not have animals or a form of nutritional sustenance on your planet? Oh, no, we do. We just perfected it to where we don't have to actually use... What's the term you have here? Where people work in fields, grow stuff, agriculture? Wait, you actually have no form of agriculture on your planet? Oh, we probably did so many of your Earth years ago, but not for a long time. Agriculture was actually obsolete on my planet. So what did you guys use? Oh, well, I mean, nanotechnology, I shouldn't tell you this, but we actually created this thing called a replicator, where it replicates nutritional substances or sustenance. Not something I don't think you would like. Your food here has artistical value. My food does not. So you created a machine where you can basically replicate food? Yes. That could end world hunger here. We could actually end a lot with that. And Coleman, listen, Special Agent Coleman, Carl, whatever you want me to call you, this is why I think that I don't remember some facts of my world. I just shared something with you of something that could be false information, and you're already thinking that it's true, that I'm telling you the truth. You weren't? The thing is, I am, but see, you already want to use me in my technology to benefit yourself. Well, isn't that what you did? We benefited our entire world. You have things called corporations, businesses, money. who would be allowed to use replicators? The rich? The royalties? Would the poor people have it? Well, I mean, it's something of... I'm presenting to you, Carl, something of an infinite source that wouldn't cost you, maybe cost you millions to build and upkeep, yes, of whatever your money is comparative to my system on my planet, and yet you will not release it to everybody. Only certain people will have access to it. That is how far your human greed goes. And who are you to decide that or judge? Who am I to do? Whoa. Hell, hold up. You broke me out of cryogenic sleep to talk to me. You didn't know if that was going to damage me. You didn't know if that was going to destroy my brainwaves. You didn't know if that was going to even kill me. You just did it because to further your own research. We told you that. We've been straight up and up front with you. I'm like, yeah. Okay, Carl, you've been straight and up front with me. I agree with that. But you didn't ask what kind of energy does it take, that it takes to power that. You didn't ask about anything. You just thought we could build it for you and we'd have an infinite food source. But then again, there is a cost to everything that we have built on my planet. Just like there will be here. Except here's the thing. I think the cost here would be so much greater. Because something like that would be, how would you call it? Given only if the people could pay for it. I've seen parts of your world and how greedy it is. 3 guys mugged a lady last night. And I have a distinct feeling they were going to do a lot more than that. Do you know, on my world, those terms do not exist. There are things here that exist still for you. Maybe they did exist in my world at one point in time, but that was way before my life. That's how much more further my people are than yours. And yet, you expect me to hand over my secrets. I'm just trying food. You didn't even ask me what the food look like. Do you guys have cows? Do you guys have animals? Plants? What does your plants look like? How do you make something like, look at this. That is called a hamburger with a side of a beef put inside between 2 buns with some lettuce and tomatoes, right? But look at that. That picture, it looks great. But it is for consumption use. My food don't look like that on my planet. It's more like a gray blob of nothing. But it gives us the sustenance we need to live on. Okay. Carl begins looking at the hamburger, thinking it looks good, but then looked back at Jack and said, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a basic fundamental fact of how things function here, maybe see how they are relatively similar to your world. But how did your people get to such things? Do you think you didn't have any wars? You think you didn't kill someone before? Oh yeah. Was there any bloodshed on your planet? I think there was. And I think you're hiding a lot more facts that maybe we're a lot more similar than you think. Bloodshed. You think my people got where they were because we killed each other? I think maybe your government's lying to you. How about that? How is it that I have to ask permission to leave when I have the asylum, when I'm supposed to have asylum? When I'm supposed to be able to have the same basic human rights as you? Because you don't know our ways, your ways. Aside from this ice cream, and you, and maybe a few individuals, you can't tell me that nobody is thinking that I could be a potential threat. And that I'm harboring secrets that could help you out. And that's the only reason why they have you chaperoning me, is to take secrets from me. We are going to pause right there for a minute, everybody. We'll be right back in about 5 minutes. And we are back. Alright, so we have Jack and Carl are currently in the middle of a Dairy King, currently arguing about the facts of both lives on planets, and that Carl is just trying to prove that they are not much different. Alright, moving back forward. They were arguing about that so Carl began the argument of, yes, they are trying to discover more about him, but not for personal use. But Jack seems to differ. And we are actually going to use this as an argument here, because Jack McCarthy did come up with a good one in chat. If we're not that much different, then why do you like me? I will say, Carl's going to come up with the argument or Jack's going to come up with the argument. If we're not that much different, then why are you watching me like a watchdog or something like that? So they begin, as the argument begins to actually climax and tension begins to raise, all of a sudden someone hears, well, look who it is, everybody. The hero. Oh, hey, you guys are the people that was hurting that lady. When was that? That was less than 24 hours ago, Jack. Oh, good. Look, and it's his friends. Hey, if I remember correctly, I almost kicked their butt. Well, I don't know about all that, sir. If I remember correctly, I stabbed you in the leg. Although I have noticed that your leg is not really hurting. Oh, yeah, padding. I was wearing special padding in my pants. Carl's like looking at Jack like, oh boy. Yes, I had special padding in my pants. I wear something called what are one of these things called? As Jack pulls out a cup and he's like, oh boy. Carl's like, oh my god, Jack, that's called a cup. It's like, yes, I wear a cup. Doesn't some of your sports people wear cups? Do you wear cups on your planet? I don't think we have sports, but I don't know. I think this is a conversation for much later. Jack, just wanted to let you know. Oh, okay. Well, so listen, cops got called. You guys ran away. You stabbed me in the leg and thought you hurt me. But let's just say bygones be bygones. What's the term that your people like to use on this planet? Water under the bridge? Water under the bridge. Okay. And you think you're some far out space alien. Like E.T. E.T. phone home. Right? Can you guys just give me 1 second? Carl, I don't want to be mean here, but I think that was a bit speciest. Speciest? Oh boy. Okay, guys, listen. I am Special Agent Carl Coleman. I work for the government. Listen, I know this guy. He is new here from another country. And here's how we're going to do this. Since there's a bunch of witnesses here, and it's you three versus us two, and we're outnumbered, but because I'm a special agent, and I'm chaperoning this gentleman here, you're going to let us go, because if you don't, I can have you guys thrown in the deepest, darkest prison on this planet, and you'll never exist again. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I can erase you. Ho ho. Yes, is that before or after we kill you? Okay, alright. I was going to be nice, but I think Jack, just stay behind. Carl looks behind and says, Jack, just stay behind me now. Let me handle this. Jack sits down and finds the nearest chair. When you need help, Carl, just yell. Let me know. I don't think I will need any help, but okay. You don't think you'll need any help? That's cute. Well, gentlemen, I don't know how you guys want to do this, but there's no reason to continue any further. Just let us go, and we'll forget you ever. How about this? We will forget you exist. No. I think I'm going to teach you guys a lesson. And I'm pulling out some dice, because we are going to roll some dice real quick. The first thing we're going to roll is some initiative. As we're going to see Carl get in this fight now. Oh, bad guys get to go first. So the other bad guy one bad guy pulls out a gun, and he is going to fire right on Carl. All right. And he misses. So as he pulls the gun, Carl manages to actually grab his wrist, and actually, he's going to do him a flip over the table. It's kind of going to be a combat maneuver, so he's just going to use his regular fighting skill. Yep, his regular skill for fighting, which I believe is only going to be a 3. Yep. All right. And to do this, he's going to have to get... It's going to have to be 12 or better. Actually, I'm going to say, yeah, definitely 12 or better. Oh, God, I got a 19. Yep. So, one of the lead gang member managed to actually pull out a gun, but Carl managed to grab his wrist and flips him right over onto a table. Now, since he's using the table as an improvised weapon, it does create a little bit of effect as the guy does take a little bit of injuries because they broke the table, and he's just like, one of the workers went down, and one of the workers, our customers, went down and said, "Hey, buddy, I don't want to be the one that actually tells you this, but that did look like it hurt." All right. So one guy is definitely down with. We're gonna put bad guy number 1. There's 3 of them. We're gonna put some conditions here. And he took he just took 1 point of injury. We'll create some effects for that later. And then as the other guys begin moving, Carl actually pulls out his gun and he says, "Don't move. If you guys move, I will open fire, sorry." And he's going to try a small intimidation technique. And for that, it's going to have to be will. Oh, their will is 0. And I will open fire, and I will not, and I'm a pretty good shot. I won't miss. The other 2 guys look at each other, and they run. All right. If you guys can, please call the police, and here, put the damages on my card. Wow. You're a pretty good fighter there, Carl. Yeah, well, I hate fighting. You got to teach me some of those tricks sometime. Maybe I will, but meanwhile, let's get the hell out of here before we draw any more attention to ourselves. Fair enough. Fair enough. They begin spending the time getting in the vehicle and heading straight back to the compound where Jack began using the internet again before it's actually time for bed. Meanwhile, while Jack is doing research, Carl is back in his office going over his emails, and suddenly he gets a call from the committee. And as he opens up the call, this is Special Agent Carl Coleman, and I believe the committee is speaking, yes? But hang on, guys, 1 second. We're going to hit a pause on this for like 5 minutes real quick. Okay, and we're back. So Jack going over more of the internet as he's learning more about the planet Earth. Carl actually got a call from the committee. Special Agent Coleman, we are actually calling on the regards to, I don't know, this, and they pull up footage of Carl flipping what looks to be a punk over onto his back, busting him right through a table that was potentially standing on a metal bar held up by a metal rod, and pulling his gun and scaring off the other two guys. Do you call this keeping a low profile, Special Agent Coleman? Sir, there was a situation when did that erupt? And from the audio files, they seem to have known you from the other night. Now, the specimen was stabbed, and we heard that he healed from that. Is that correct? Yes. Wait. How did you hear about that? It doesn't matter how we heard about that, Special Agent Coleman. The question is, are you compromised? No, I'm not compromised. Yes, he healed from that, but I don't perceive him to still be a threat. He's agreed, we offered him asylum. He's agreed to follow our laws. I'm working on integrating him into our society. We will actually begin speaking about that, Special Agent Coleman, says the female voice of the committee. We think that maybe we need him to take a month, maybe 2. Special surveillance as well. Normally, integration is a couple weeks when someone asks for asylum, but we're going to extend this out to a couple months. So you're going to keep him cooped up? Well, worse than that, we don't want him out in the city any longer. Is he a prisoner? He is not a prisoner. We just need to know if his powers are going to grow over time and how fast and how rapid they're going to grow. The doctor told you, didn't he? We are not at liberty to discuss anything with you, Special Agent Coleman. Understand that ahead of time. We are the committee. We are your boss. The government organization that you belong to is under our control. Yeah, it is. And if at any time that you feel that you should resign, please let us know. But until then, you're going to do what we tell you. You're going to watch over the specimen, and you're going to do it very carefully before we start reintegration. He'll be under heavy surveillance and is not allowed to leave the compound for the next 60 days. If he leaves, we will make sure that you are properly discharged from his service and our service, and we will replace you with someone else. Do you understand, Special Agent Coleman? Yes, sir, I do. Thank you, and thank you for your cooperation. The call ended. Carl, feeling a fit of rage, grabs a small letter opener from his desk and closes the drawer. He puts a small letter opener in his pocket, and he begins leaving immediately. He begins looking for the doctor that was actually taking care of Jack, and found out that he was in the infirmary. He walks in and says, "Hey, Doc, how's it going?" "Oh, not much." "How's it going, Special Agent Coleman?" As the doctor puts his hand on the counter, Carl draws the letter opener and stabs it right through his hand. And the doctor screams, "Ah! What the hell? What's wrong with you?" It's like, you told the committee about Jack's new power. It's called the specimen, and at this point, you're getting too close to him. "I don't think so." "Don't worry, the hand's going to heal in time. I'm pretty sure you're a doctor. You can fix it yourself. Here's some stitches. Next time that I give a direct order, I expect you to follow it." And he pulls out the letter opener. He's like, "It won't be long, Special Agent Coleman, before you are discharged from this organization and from this mission." Mission? This was a routine archaeological dig. Now it's a mission? No matter what words we use with you, you are to do what you're told. And you talk like you're above me. You're going to sit there and talk like you're running the show. You're a doctor. Me, I'm a little bit different. And he begins putting his hand over the throat of the doctor. It's like, understand one thing. I really don't like being betrayed. Jack is not a specimen. He's a person. You guys, for some strange reason, want to treat him like he's a threat. He is not. He's right. He lets go of the doctor. The doctor begins coughing. He's like, "Right about what?" "Human greed." And he leaves the room. Jack actually begins heading to his room for the night. He says, "Carl, are you okay?" "Yeah, I'm fine, Jack. I'm fine." "Sleep tight." "Sure." Jack begins laying down and trying to actually sleep for the first time without being injured or in some strange hospital bed. He finds himself in a room made with a bed, some magazines, and even a television. He turns on the television, and it comes up to a movie. And in the movie, it is about a boy who lives in a farmhouse with special abilities. Huh. And they say humans have no entertainment. Meanwhile, what Jack doesn't know is that his room has been bugged and is under heavy surveillance. And then the people on the other end ponder the thought. They say humans have no entertainment. He's hiding something. And suddenly, the screen goes black. To be continued. Alright, everybody. We've been playing for a little bit over an hour today. Right now, given the fact that I do got some loud stuff going on behind me, I think we're actually going to cut it off right there, and we'll actually have to savor another stream for another day. For those who joined, which I think was a lot of you, I do appreciate you guys coming in and staying for it. Not much action in this one, but yeah. Yeah, I mean, the story's just getting started. A little slow on the upkeep, but a little slow start, but we'll pick up, I promise. Once again, thank you, Jack, for joining. SpartaChris, Witch King, and Mrs. Table. I think I have 4 of you in here. Or had 4 of you. Let me see here. Boop, boop. Oh. Jack, after the movie is over, really? He just takes off his glasses and nobody recognizes it? Yeah, did you like the references I made about a farm boy learning to have powers while being a farmer? Wait, what? Shocking, you say it with yours and your sons, but not mine. What? I have no idea what you're talking about, Mrs. Tabletop. All right. So it is Mrs. Tabletop's birthday today, so I am going to go spend some time with her as well. I don't know, but that's what she's talking about. She's laughing now, so possibly. All right, so thank you guys for all joining, and we will go from there. Meanwhile, enjoy the rest of your day.